Hey guys, I wanted to create a tutorial regarding Kallyas because there is no type of support online for this website basically, and it's just very annoying and very frustrating to get this together. So I will show you what I've done, and here's my website first. What I wanted to do is create the large slideshow across the screen, and I wanted some really good call to actions before the fold. So if you go down, you see I have my newsletter. I added this scrolling feature here, which you can do as well. And then finally, the body of my website. So each one of these will bring you to a link. And then I have the 3 order steps. Pretty simple. Well, it's not really simple actually. It was pretty difficult, but I will try and make it simple for you. And since I started putting questions on the board, no one has responded, so I've been able to figure some things out, and since then I've been getting a lot of emails and questions about how to do it. And again, since support doesn't do anything for you, hopefully this video will help you get started, since there's absolutely 0 videos out there on help. So I thought that was a little frustrating, but okay, let's get started. The first thing you want to do obviously would be download and purchase your Kallyas theme. And once you have that, what I did was I stored it. Okay, as you can see, I stored it right here. It's under the theme forest zip, and you don't install the zip file, which is what I initially did, because typically that's what you do. You double click on it and it'll open up. So this is all the folders that are in there, and you want to install this right here, Kallyas zip. So I hope you know how to do this, but if not, I'll show you really quick. You'll want to go into your into your themes, I think it is. Yeah. So click on themes, and then you'll see your themes. Just go to install themes at the top. Click on upload, and then choose a file. And then you'll want to choose the one I just spoke about, which is this one, Kallyas zip. So once you do that, you hit open and it'll install it, and then this will pop up after that. So once you get it installed, the first thing I would do is click on the bottom, the lower left hand side where it says Kallyas options, and then here's where a lot of things that we have to get the website going, some customizations and stuff like that. But first thing, what I would suggest doing is installing the dummy data. That way you have some kind of data and some pages already created for you, and then we can just tweak those. It's much easier doing it that way. So the way you have to do that is just click on the install dummy and then hit the check button. Sometimes you have to hit the check button twice, and then at the top it'll say saved, option successful. So once that's done, once you do that, you install the dummy data, you'll have pages created for you. And these are all the pages that they create for you. And for the home page here, you can pretty much choose whichever one you want to. But I thought a really good one to start off with was the home all. I think it was called homepage all. I renamed it since then, but this says home right now. It's in it. When I first installed it, it said homepage all, and that's because it includes all the data. So what I did was I edited that, and then this information that you see here is actually my home page, which is here. So all that is here. It's hard to believe because we're typically used to seeing, you know, HTML codes here or text in here, but it's actually done through elements, all these elements down here. And I'll kind of go over that. But if this is the page you want to get started and you want this your home page, so it should say homepage all right here. I would just rename it to home, and then for if you have a permalink here, you can edit it, just delete whatever's there. So if it says permalink, you know, whatever, thesurfphotographer.com / homepage all, just hit edit and delete it, because you want that to be your home page. And then what you want to do is go back to a different window. Don't keep editing this one. Just keep this one open. Go back to another window. And if you don't know how to do that, just go to right click. So what we want to do is appearance. So under appearance and themes, right click it and hit open new tab. So that'll open this page. Click on customization or customize, and this section here, static front page, where it says front page, just select home page all. Or if you saved it previously here, like I asked you to, where it says home, hit the update button, and then that will save whatever is there now. Then go back here, hit the refresh button, and then you'll want to go to again static. For your static page, which is your home page, you'll want to find where it says home. If you didn't listen to what I said, then you'll probably see home page all. Then just click on that. So that's going to be your home page. So that should settle your home page. For your blog page, I would just put blog. Navigation. Those are like the menus and stuff like that. We'll get into that later. But the most important thing for me when I first got started, it was so frustrating, is just to get the home page up. I just want to see that it works, and I want the home page up. And nothing that I was doing was working. I was going online looking for YouTube videos. The only thing I'd seen on YouTube were videos with no words on it, and I seen a little guy like moving his hand around and shitty techno music in the background, and it was just, I was like, this is a joke. No one's actually created a video on how to put this together. And I even made mention to it in a support forum. I was like, you guys need to put a video up, but of course no one listened, so whatever. So I'm trying to help out the best way I can. So let's go back into the home page section here. So once you get home page here, where you can change it again to home, remove the permalinks just so it just has your URL, don't have anything else. Leave this part right here blank. Okay, then let's go to the slider, because that was my biggest problem, is the slider. I couldn't get it to fit. The first thing to do, I would go with the iosSlider. You can do a couple different options, but if you like this type of layout, like how it's really wide, this is a bad example, because if you like it super wide like this, then I would do the iosSlider. So you just have to go to iosSlider. It should be already there, but if it's not there, just hit add element, and then this will pop up here. And once that's popped up, hit this second little button here to edit, and then you'll see all this stuff here. So there's a couple of information first. We're gonna have to adjust this, but for now I would just put it as default style. And then for the navigations, you can choose a couple things, but I just want to make this pretty quick. So bullets, add a fade effect, no. Full width, yes, that's important. The fixed scroll slider is kind of annoying when you put it on because it follows you. I would say no. Transition speed 5000 is good. Now the slider height is typically at 0, or I think the default's at 39. You may want to toy with this, because if it's too small, your header's going to be, your slider's going to be cut off. So it'll be like stopped right here, and then you won't see all this bottom part, like where you see the information here. You won't see that if this number is not correct. So for instance, if I had this at 39, I just want to show you guys because I had to play with this so much. Okay, so hit the refresh button. See, you know, like that's what happens. And I was like, what the hell, like where is my slider, where's my picture? So that was really frustrating. So don't want that to happen to you. So just go down to height slider, and you're gonna have to play with this because everyone's is gonna be different, because depending on the size of your photos. So mine was 60. That was a good number for me. So update it. Go here. Refresh. And when I saw this, I was like, yes, this is so awesome. Okay. The other thing I did was like I made this translucent and all this other stuff, but first thing for you guys is get the slider up. That's the most important thing. Once you get that up, then you feel that you can possibly do this, because getting the slider up took me 3 days. Seriously, I didn't even know what I was doing. Alright, so here's your slides. So for your slides, you're just gonna have to click on upload image, choose a pretty good resolution. So whatever the resolution is, it should be around 1900 for width. So like, you know, if you pick a image, it'll show you the sizing. If this is like 5000, that's a good size. You know, it'll crop it to this. But if you choose a real small image, it's not going to do well. Here's another way you can do it. So you got to make sure that, again, this top right hand where the thumbnail is right next to it, this is large enough. If it's like 200, 300 times, you know, 400, it's too small. It's not going to stretch. So pick something that's large, and if you have to, you can edit the image if it's too big and scale it, and then you can crop it to, I think the homepage slider is like 1900 something, but or 2000. So if you just did 2000, it'll automatically crop it for you. You can hit the scale button and then hit save and then hit update. So those are the three things you have to do if it's too large, but don't do that yet. Just try and put images there to see how it looks first. You got to test around a little bit. So let's say you just pick one of your photos, right? So you go into, remember, so all we're doing now, so we're picking your first slide. So you just go to upload image, you pick whatever, like, okay, I like this one. You insert it, and let's see if this will work. The main title is this, where you see new photo collection here, and then purchase online. Those are call to actions, and I wanted people to see that information before the fold. So I was getting my bounce rate was like 65% on my old website, so this will help. So basically that's this information here. So you can put whatever you want, you know, like you can say our new store is here, or, you know, new shipment arrived, whatever your call to action is, but make it catchy, because that information you're going to be putting is going to be on every slide here, and then they can click on it. So if that information's there, then you can put in your URL for them to go to. So for instance, mine is like, oh, you can purchase online. Click on there, it goes to the shop. Okay, but before we do that, we just have to get the words in there and stuff like that. I didn't even have my shop up running yet, so I just put the two text there and left it alone. All right, so that's the first one. You don't have to put this slide link if you don't have a site to go up to, but I would put the two main things just to see what it looks like, and then we can change it, of course. Style 1 and 2 and 3, those are all different type of styles. You're just gonna have to play with that and see which one you like. For the slider information to come from the left, and then sometimes it comes from the right. Well, I don't think I did it for the right, but anyways, it will just show up here rather than on the left. Pretty self-explanatory. Oh, there it is right here. Here's the one on the right versus the left. So if you want to change it up, you can do that by using this option here. Okay, so I mean, you got to keep doing it. You know, add. You know, don't get nuts. Just add like 4 or 5 slides, because some of these slides are big and you don't want it to slow your website down. So again, you choose whatever, insert page, put some of the, you can be consistent and put the same message here, which I would do. You don't want to confuse people. The same message as you have for the first image, and then all this is the same. I'm not going to get all into that. Hit the done button, and once you hit done, then hit the update, and then go back to your website and hit refresh, and then it should change the pictures that you added to. Now if you don't see pictures there, then that's a problem, because we're gonna have to mess around with something in your default settings, which we'll do in a second. I just want to get a couple other things down for everyone else who does see their pictures. So if you see your pictures and for some reason it's cropped too small or it's not looking right, here's the solution that I found. Go to Kallyas options, click on that, right click it. You don't want it to open it, you want it to open a new page, so right click it, go to advanced, and put this code in here. Put that code in there, like write that shit down, put it in. You gotta write faster because I'm gonna go. Alright, so this code exactly, it's gotta be exactly. Put that in the advanced custom CSS portion here, hit the check button, and then option once it's updated, you're good. So remember, that needs to be there. Once you do that and your slider wasn't working, hit the refresh button. Now it should work, because that was my problem. I would shrink the scaling size from 69 to 60 to 50, and it just wasn't working until I added that code in there where it actually puts the full image in there. So that should help. The other thing would be under your general options header, like copy this stuff down. So okay, so I went to general options, I went to header, the style I chose 4. This is default. Logo you can put in as logo in it, hide, show, hide. Don't worry, I mean, I'm not really here to explain all that stuff right now. I just want your site to get going, and then I'll make another video and can get into more details with that. But right now the most important thing again is to get your first page up. So just copy all this information, your Facebook and all that crap. I mean, you can do it if you want to. I would suggest it, but if you don't really care to do it at this moment, then you can come back and do it later. The default header option is really important. So what I would do is copy some of this stuff, like the color, it doesn't matter, but make sure you add this: yes, no, no, none, hide, hide, show, hide. Make sure that's all correct. When you change anything, make sure you update it with the check button. And then there's some issues with logo stuff. So what I used was I used my personal logo, and then the text in the logo, which you see here, all this white, I did it so it was transparent. And there's a way to do that. You can email me and I'll let you know I did it. I saved it as a GIF. You need to save it as a GIF. And then it was just about playing with the sizing, and that worked. And then that's pretty much it. Honestly, I think that should work for you for now. Let me know. Okay, so back to your site. Okay, so a couple other things really quick before I end this video will be, alright, so hopefully your slider is working now. Then these type of stuff, I mean, that type of stuff is basically just adding elements in text box. So what I did was, so basically on the title I just put recently featured on, and that's just saying recently featured on here. And then below that I added all these text, these partner stuff, and then all I did was add logos, like I was on CNN and all these different sites. So basically just adding logos, saving it, updating it, and once I did that, these logos would scroll. Well, you can scroll and see them. The body of my homepage is here under text, so it's all right there. I mean, this is all going to be your decision, but you don't need to put it in here anymore, because Google will still pick up these elements from the text, you know. So I would suggest doing it that way, because you can move stuff around, you know, like if you don't like your, you know, certain images or your steps, then you can move it and bring it up or down. So it's much easier that way. The steps box, which is the bottom, where that's already built into your homepage all theme, so you probably see a lot more elements than I do, and it's your job just to look at it and see if that's what you want. Delete it if it's not. So just keep it real clean as possible. Delete the ones you don't want and edit the ones that you do want. So I like this thing, order prints easily in these 3 steps, and I just updated, you know, choose a photo, and then I put a picture of it, size and material, and it has like little animation stuff that's already built in. So I like that. That was good for me. And then once I got all that stuff down, it was done. So that's my homepage. And next thing I could do is kind of show you how I created the menus and stuff. But get your homepage up. Let me know if it works. And I'm honestly, I'm not going to be wasting my time answering everyone's questions though. I'll answer some questions occasionally. Hopefully this will give you a starter. Because no one helped me. Honestly, no one helped me. So I'm just trying to be the nice guy and put something out just to help people out, get things started. You kind of have to figure stuff out. I mean, 2 weeks I did this, and I just went online and I just looked for answers and I just figured stuff out. But hopefully